So, folks, we are on the cusp of another year. 2023 is right around the corner. What I have with me today are three friends or two friends. Obviously, we call the three amigos, where we're going to make some 2023 predictions. We're going to do the best we can to stay in our lane of real estate. If we want to, throw something else out there, we obviously will. But yeah, we're going to talk about 2023 housing market, real estate, some of the ideas that we have for the year. How you doing, Matt?
I'm doing awesome. I'm excited to be here. I hope everyone had a great Christmas and holiday season.
Absolutely. And Dion, how are you?
Howdy, I'm doing great. I love topics like this. I think this is when we actually talk to the core audience. Like this is why people tune in, I think.
Yeah. So again, amongst us, we have over 50 years experience, almost 400 units. We look at our buy box every day.
Yeah.
And, we're actually in this. We're not sitting in the parking lot throwing stones. We're not in the stands hoping. We are doing the work every day, and we are on the field of play, and we are helping folks. So, Dion, we will go to you first. What's your first prediction for the housing market? It could be national, your buy box, whatever you want. What do you see coming?
So this morning, just before the update, I was listening to the Uneducated Economist and Gammon talk. So first interview I got to see, actually Gammon in an interview. Super smart guy, lots of information. And I realized that when it comes to investing, it's kind of like learning chess. I don't know if there's any viewers who learn chess. You guys make a bunch of sports ball analogies, so I'm going to make a chess analogy. When you start learning chess, you have a score somewhere 300 to 500. You just figured out how the pieces move. You kind of get the idea you're supposed to capture the king. And then there's people who play it at 2,000 rating. First, you realize chess is rated. So this person, Gammon, is at the 2,000 rating, and he's talking about economics and theories and comparing, 1767 to 1790 to 1970 and making all of these analogies that the 2000 level chess player probably gets.
Yeah.
So when you guys make analogies, that's the level I look at you. I think you guys are the 2000 rated investors when it comes to real estate. I'm at that 1000 rating. I figured out how the game works. I understand how I need to get better. So here's my predictions for 2023 based on I'm not a 2000 rated player. I'm not the person that could say, here's how you get 100 units. Here's how you scale faster than the average person can. Here's how you put all these tactics to work. I think 2023 at a core level, prices are going to go up, not because of interest rates, not because of supply, not because of demand. I'm going to break it down to that new investor's opinion of we produced more currency in the last 2 years than the last 200, and not currency in print. I mean, there was about 4% of the currencies actually in paper or coin, right? But we just said, hey, we're going to create all these digital dollars, and people are going to expect prices to go down. There's just more dollars in circulation. So I'll admit, I'm not a 2000 level player that can literally go, this much interest rate affects this and all of these things that you can put together. That's why I watch you guys, because I'm trying to get my mind to that level where I can understand all of the elements. But I understand that waiting would cost me. Inflation, even if inflation drops to 5%, that's a 5% increase. So that's my prediction. Waiting will cost you.
Okay. Matt, what do you got first?
There's a lot of things battling for first place in this head. I got to tell you, I think it's going to be a year of pain. And I think that if you can't handle the pain that we're going to have next year, you shouldn't be in the game. Bye. See ya. Arrivederci.
Define pain. Define what you mean by
so.
pain.
I think that there's going to still be very little inventory. I think that you are still going to have competition. I think that rates are going to be in the fives. I think that that's going to get condensed. So I think that there's going to be a lot of pain first half. I think second half, there's going to be less pain. And I think suckers should keep on waiting for the Fed to pivot. And I think posers should keep on waiting for the perfect time to buy a deal. And I think that real people just do the work daily. Yeah. And so every single day that you're looking at your buy box, every single day you're looking at what your rents are, everyone wants to compare. Oh, it's so bad right now. Hey, doofus, how much rent, how many units get rented out the week of Christmas? Of course it's dead, you dummy. Like, this is the stuff that is the no duh stuff that maybe some of the newer investors don't know, but they'll watch a channel that acts like they know what they're talking about when it comes to the market for rents is so bad, it's exploding. No, it's not. No, it's not. I don't rent out units in December and November around Thanksgiving and Christmas, and January. It takes some time for people to get the fog out. And then we start looking at what's going to rent in January or February. So this is par for the course, done it 22 times before, 22 other years. And that's what's going to happen. So I think people need to raise their level of willing to take some pain to get to a result.
Yeah. So the first one I want to drop on folks, and I actually did a list of 12 on my daily financial news this morning. So this was not on the list. I actually think affordability gets better. Now, affordability, in case you don't know what that is, that's a combination of interest rate, price, and income.
Yeah.
So I believe interest rates, generally speaking, fall. This is 30-year mortgage, owner-occ, best credit. Fall next year. Two, I think prices, again, countrywide are flat. I think markets like Phoenix and Vegas that were dominated by iBuyers will actually see a peak to trough collapse of 25% and then rebound 10%, because once iBuyers become sellers, then they're nothing. They won't be around to distort the market.
That's right.
And then what I've been talking about, I think is actually happening, is incomes are going up. Well, not only incomes going up, kind of they're going up not only nominal, but now they're going up in real terms. And we've talked about nominal and real on this channel a bunch. I think 2023 is the year of real income growth. And thus, I think affordability is better at the end of 2023 than it is today. And if affordability gets better, that means the marginal buyers get pulled off the market or onto the market. And if we do have very low inventory, we get what we get. So that's my first one. Back to you, Dion.
So I think in 2023, this year, we're going to see more demand. And it's because of pretty much what you just talked about, Mike. You think, or you say, wages are going to go up and affordability is going to get easier. And I think the data is going to show it, because remote work has been more of an option this year than in any year prior. And now people are finally stabilizing. Companies are saying, okay, this is how many of us can stay remote. This is what remote work looks like, how many days you have to be in the office. So people are more comfortable buying because they don't feel like they're going to get Tesla recalled back to the office or get fired. And wages are a lagging indicator. The wages went up this year. We don't know until tax time next year, right? So February, March, we start finding out, oh, wow, all these people in the middle of nowhere compared to where the work is are making so much more money because they're remote working, right? I would say the wages in Tacoma doubled. They didn't go up 10, 15%. They went up 100%. Because everybody in Seattle who needed to make their, average duplex in Seattle is 900,000, average duplex in Tacoma, 400,000. So the income needed to live and work in Seattle was so much more that now they can live here in Tacoma and drive up 1 or 2 days a week, which is LA to San Diego, New York to whatever's around there, because I'm not on that side of the world. But we're going to find that out here when tax time hits, and everybody's going to be like, wow, affordability is a lot better. Mm-hmm. Demand is going to go up because stability and the ability to work remotely. And that's what I see. More demand. I don't know where the supply is going to come from. So prices, again, going up.
There you go. All right, Matt.
Wall Street's going to pound you guys, and I told you it was going to happen. Told you. It's not going down 40 points, ladies and gentlemen. It is not. Fantastic article in Business Insider. I actually did a video on it. It's going to hit my channel tomorrow, which talks about it. And the fact of the matter is that they have $110 billion with a B. Would anybody just care to just throw a number out there on how many actual median homes that is? It's 244,000 median homes.
Yeah.
Otherwise known as close to an entire month's supply. So I always share the numbers relative to each other, which is where all these poser channels don't. They just give you a number, but they don't actually tell you how it all fits in and works together. So we're going to share that in that video. And again, I just think that I feel bad for people that have listened to a lot of bad advice, but the fact still remains, you're watching it. I'm not watching it. You're watching it. I don't even watch those channels anymore. It's just so easy. Like Nick Gurley from Reventure talking about how you're better off buying T-bills than buying real estate. Want to bet, big guy? I'll bet you 10 grand 2 years from now. I'll bet you 10 grand. You pick the amount that we want to put in T-bills, and I'll go head to head with you. I'll buy a house, and you tell me in 2 years how much money you've got and how much income you've made. I'm ready to go any day because you're telling everybody that T-bills are a better investment than houses.
Wow. Yeah. So again, we'll go around one more time so you guys get to think about what you want to do next. I think there's going to be a general, it's funny. I actually texted Nick yesterday. So, or not texted, tweeted, right? So I have a Twitter account, One Rental at a Time. And he's actually pretty active on Twitter. So I tweeted at him yesterday, asking him this question. He won't respond because people know that he and I disagree. But here's the question. I want all of you to answer this question. As of today, inactive inventory is below year on year, month on month, and week on week. We are below all those numbers. But here is what I don't think people understand. Because we are 2% below active listings today, or actually yesterday, than yesterday last year, right? So year on year down 2%. I believe there's something happening today in the active listings that no one is talking about. And again, I only can say this because I look at my market every day. I believe there's on the order of 20 to 30% of active listings that aren't real. Now, what do I mean by that? Yeah. This is a seller who has told their agent, I will sell, but only at this number. Yep. Unfortunately, that number is from June.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I ask you, if we are down 2% today, and let's say on the low end, 1 in 5 listings are this bogus listing, which will just age out in 90 days or 180 days because of the contract. Do we really only have 2% less inventory, or is it much worse? Think about that in your buy box. If you lost 20% of your listings, how bad would it be? So again, I think there's a lot of distortion in the numbers. So I think active listings are telling a distorted view. I think there's a lot of fake listings. So that's my number 2. What do you got for final number 3, Dion?
So my final one, and I'm glad that Matt referenced this. My final prediction for 2023 is that the Crash Bros continue to grow. Yeah, I think they're going to continue to grow. People are still going to be looking for a reason for a crash. There's still the basic hope for prices to come down so that people could buy, not thinking that what would cause prices to come down is going to be the reason why they don't buy. And with like Matt, I don't watch those channels, but I cheat. I'm really looking forward to Millennial Mike's video that's coming out, I believe today, where he does a reaction to, he does some with you too, with, reactions to videos that I would never watch the video, but I'll watch that reaction because I'm like, okay, at least there's going to be some logic mixed in with what's in that video. Because, and I'll probably butcher the quote from Bruce Lee. It's like being careful with what you say. Your mind can't tell the difference between sarcasm and honesty, right? Words have power. It's why we call them spelling when you make them. And if you listen to those words, it's going to impact the way you think. Yeah. So those videos are going to continue to grow. I'm going to sit back and I'm going to take my probably 23rd Zuberism and go, there goes 2% of my competition. Every time one of those videos blows up.
I love that one. I love it. All right, Matt, your final one.
You took my freaking number 3, Dion.
No, I mean, it's funny. That was going to be not my number 3 as well. I mean, at the end of the day, the Crash Bros are going to grow. They're going to hurt people. And I mean, I still go back to 2020 when they were calling a crash. And I'm like, I did the 52-year spreadsheet. And I'm like, this is the second best year ever to 2010 to buy a property. What are you guys talking about? And I got so much hate. It was crazy.
So if I could, in 2020, I was one of those people. 2019, right at the beginning, I found One Rental at a Time. I didn't know about you before then. So, I mean, I might have read something on Bigger Pockets that you did, but I found the book, found the videos. And in 2020, I was watching because I hadn't really determined which content to take in. I was watching old Graham Stephan, old Meet Kevin, they're like their original stuff, and the crash videos. And people were saying, look, prices are high. And in 2020, we have an eviction moratorium. We have all this. Prices keep going up. And there was this one video on one rental at a time where somebody said, but what's happening with interest rates?
Yeah.
And I ran, like math does the numbers, through Matt's head. I was like, wow, this payment is less.
Yeah.
This yield's going to be more. The price is more, but my yield's going to be more. And I ended up buying 2 properties that year because I was taking in the right content. And at that time, it was mixed in with the wrong content. So thank you.
Yeah, you're very, very. But again, yeah, the point of the Crash Bros is I actually think they serve a very interesting function. And it's actually both of you that brought this to me because it bothered me for a while. It just did. But at this point, I really do see it as a sports ball theme, to take one of Dion's Dionism, whatever. I tried. There is a keg party in the parking lot. I don't care about those people. Don't hear them. Don't care. You're drunk off your ass. You're not going to do anything. You're not going to affect my life. I think Dion does the best job because he's a natural teacher of finding those few people in the parking lot and say, hey, get in the stands. I don't have the patience for that. Then once you're in the stand, that's where I come in. I'm like, okay, you're in the stands. Let's help you out. Here are the basic rules. Here are the simple things, blah, 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 blah. Let me get you on the field. And then there's Matt, the lumberjack, who is hands-on and doing all these amazing things. He is, once you are on the field, he is your guy. So that's why I think all three of us kind of
agree,
mesh together. So that's how I see this party going.
I'm the only one here that's happy to touch poop water.
No, I pay a guy.
I'm like, let's get that stuff on. We're not dirty enough yet. It's awesome. Yeah, I mean, honestly, it was really funny because Mike, literally, I'm in the basement and I've got poop water on me.
I saw that.
And I'm in the basement and I literally am like Mike in the back of my head going, this is why I pay people to do this.
Yeah. I know a guy.
Yeah. And so I was laughing.
I know several guys.
Yeah, I was laughing so hard. But you know what was really funny though, is that I think what I love about the three of us is that we're all pretty different.
Oh,
and
yeah.
so my son is 10 feet away where the water hasn't hit yet. And he's 5. And he's like, Dad, what do you think the problem is? I go, haven't figured it out yet, Sam. I'm working on it though.
Nice.
And so if we figure out the problem, so I figure out the problem and get it going and this, that, and the other. And my son's just looking at me, goes, Dad, you fixed it. And I go, I did fix it. Thank God. Yeah. And I was like, did you have fun? He goes, I like doing this stuff. I was like, cool.
Nice.
And so for me, it's really, everybody can have that investment journey where you might be Mike and you have, you've got managing a relationship and managing a team remotely. And you might be Dion, where 16 is too many and you're looking to do everything you can to downsize, but you have operationally your sound. And then there's me, who's ridiculous and stupid. And I like to go stand and totally broken. And for me, it's like, I've loved learning the process. I love that I can help people with that sort of stuff because in all honesty, I never expected to be doing that stuff in my life. And so it's an honor and it's a pleasure to spend that time with people teaching some of that stuff because, man, YouTube did not exist when I had to manage my properties in the beginning, and that sucked. So the encouraging thing that I would tell people is I was always so afraid of breaking something. I was only there because it was already broken. And so I can only break it further.
You can't re-break it. It's already done.
It's like the field goal kicker, right? The field goal kicker gets told, hey, listen, you're only on the field because the offense couldn't execute and score a touchdown. That's why you're here. So you don't need to feel that bad that you're the field goal kicker and you're back on the field, but be encouraged. It's going to be a great year if you're focused on the right things. And the right things are, make sure you're skilling up. Make sure you're getting better at what you do. One of the things that Mike does a really good job of is he flat out says, just trying to get a little bit better every day. And that's exactly what it is. That's what it is for all of us. We're just trying to get a little bit better every day.
Folks, we're going to tell that into video number 2, where we talk about making 2023 your best year. Matt, where can people find you?
Lumberjack Landlord on Instagram if you want to watch big fat guy working poop water. And also on my live streams on Sundays, 11:30 a.m. Eastern time.
Very cool. And Dion?
You can find me right here on YouTube, Dion Talk Financial Freedom, where every Tuesday at 4 p.m. Pacific, I do a live stream like today, where I talk about when to buy a rental.
There you go. Thanks, guys.